So for part 2, we're going to look at trend reversals on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame. Now, when trading the new level strategy, always remember that the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame are our entry time frames, which means we enter trades on these time frames. So when we're looking for what we would consider a trend reversal, there's a different mindset that comes with that concept of trend reversal. It's completely different than what we identify as a trend or trend reversal on the daily or the weekly time frame. So just be mindful of that when we're looking at trend reversals, or what we would consider a trend reversal on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame. We're talking about something completely different. Let me show you. All right, so we're back on the daily time frame, and I just chose a chart. I just picked out the British pound AUD for this example, right? So we're back on the daily time frame because like I said in part 1, in order to understand when a trend reversal takes place or when there's a new trend beginning, you have to first understand when the old trend has ended, right? So we know if this is an uptrend, right, based on part 1, we know that an uptrend makes higher highs and higher lows, right? So there's a low here, higher high, higher low, higher high. But then when price comes down and violates this trend line and it creates a lower low, and then it comes back and creates a lower high, that's essentially when we recognize that the trend has reversed, or the trend has switched from an uptrend to a downtrending market, right? Now, but keep in mind, we're looking at this from the daily time frame, and the same goes for the weekly time frame, right? So let's focus on the new downtrend that essentially has been created, right? But remember, on a 1-hour or 4-hour time frame, are we looking for a trend reversal, or are we looking for just the time when to buy or sell is the question. Because if the trend has already been established on the higher time frame, like on the daily time frame, if we go down to a lower time frame, does the trend change? It doesn't. If the trend is already established on a higher time frame, you're still in the same downtrend. Like for instance, you're still in the same downtrend of this market, but on a lower time frame, you're not really looking to see if the trend has changed, because the trend hasn't changed. It's still a downtrending market. But on a lower time frame, what you're really looking for is the opportunity when to buy or sell in the direction of the overall trend, depending on whether the trend is an uptrend or a downtrend. Let me say that again. On the lower time frames, and what I consider to be lower time frames are the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame. You're not necessarily looking for a trend reversal, right? Because the trend, the bigger trend, the major trend, the trend that counts is already set on the higher time frames. So as you can see right here on this daily time frame, the trend is already down. But let me show you guys something. And as a matter of fact, let me highlight an area so we don't get lost in terms of what we're looking at. So let me just highlight this area right here, because we can see price pull back. So there's a high probability that price wants to go down, right? But I'm highlighting this area because I'm going to show you what this area looks like on the 1-hour time frame. And the reason why I'm gonna go to the 1-hour time frame is because we highlighted the area from the daily. If we highlighted the area from the 4-hour time frame, from the weekly time frame, I would look at it on the 4-hour. But since we highlighted it from the daily, I'm gonna go to the 1-hour time frame. Let me show you guys what I mean. So if on the daily time frame, this is a downtrend, let me show you guys something. On the 1-hour time frame, remember, this is the area that we highlighted. Look at how this looks on the 1 hour. Let me find it. All right, there it is. Here's the area that we highlighted on the 1 hour time frame. As you can see on the 1 hour time frame, price goes up and down, because even though this is a downtrend, we know price never just moves straight down. Price goes down and it goes up. Retracements and pullbacks. Price goes down and it goes up, right? Price is not going to move directly down, right? So ask yourself, when you're looking at the trend on a smaller time frame, are you really looking for a trend reversal? Or is the real question, or what you're really looking for, is when to buy or sell, depending on the direction of the trend? I would argue that it's not a trend reversal you're looking for. You're looking for the time in which you want to buy or sell on the lower time frames, because the trend has already been established on the higher time frame, which is the daily or the weekly time frame. So when you go down to your trading time frames, you're not looking for a trend reversal. You're looking for the opportunity to either buy or sell in the direction of the dominant trend that has already been established on the higher time frames. Alrighty? I hope everyone gets that concept. Now, let me show you guys something. I'm about to show you guys something right now that if you are a trader, this is going to dramatically change your trading. This is going to allow you, this is going to help you become a more profitable trader. Okay? Now, as a trader, as a Forex trader or a stock trader, a Bitcoin trader, or options trader, you only have your only job as a trader is to buy or sell at the high or low of the session that you're trading. That is the only job you have as a trader. If you can learn how to establish or how to identify the high or low of the session that you're trading, you will instantly become a better trader. Let me show you guys what I mean. Since we already have established that we are in a downtrending market, right? And if we're looking at a downtrend from the daily time frame, then we would like to enter our trades on the 1 hour time frame. The reason why is because when you're trading off the MetaTrader 4 platform, the MT4, when you add these session breaks from this line to this line on the 1 hour time frame, represents 1 day of price data, equals 24 hours. So essentially, the entire daily candle is encapsulated in between this line and that line. Show you guys what I mean. From this line to that line is one candle. Watch this. Watch this. Let me blow this up again. This candle opened up, it came down, and then it closed somewhere up here. It is probably going to be one red candle. Ugh. Let me put a line there so we'll know what candle it was. Show you guys something. So what I just did was put a line, and that is the candle right there. This is the candle. That is that 24 hours. This is the candle. Hope that makes sense. So with that being said, I'm going to dramatically improve your trading right now. Since we know that this represents 1 day of price, once the trend is established on the higher time frame, meaning you know you're either going down, you're looking for a short position or a long position, you're either selling or buying. If you know that at this point right here, when this day starts, that you're looking to sell, you're in it because you're in a seller's market, it's been established on the higher time frame. If you know that right here you're looking to sell, your only job as a trader is to be able to identify the high of this day. Your only job is to be able to identify insert a, let's put in an arrow right there. Your only job is to be able to identify this location and sell it. You are not supposed to sell here. You're not supposed to sell here. You're not supposed to sell here or here. The only place you're supposed to take a sell trade is here. If you learn if you develop this skill set, of how to identify the high or the low, depending on the direction you're trading. So if you're looking for a buy trade, you should learn how to identify the low of that day. If you only take trades at the high or the low of the session that you're trading, you will dramatically improve as a trader. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. So when you're looking at the smaller time frames, when you're looking at the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frames, you're really not looking for a trend reversal, because again, the trend has already been established on the higher time frame. What you're actually looking for is the place that you're supposed to buy or sell. That is it. And if you learn how to identify the high and the low of the session, notice I don't say of the hour chart or the 4-hour, I say the session, simply because, let's say for instance, you were taking trades on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so now if you're taking trades on the 4-hour time frame and you're looking for a sell trade, then it's different, because on the 4-hour time frame, this line to this line represents 1 week of price data. 1 week. So it's the same concept. You have to learn how to identify, instead of the high and low of the day that you would have been identifying on the 1 hour, you have to learn how to identify the high or the low of the week, because the 4-hour time frame from line to line represents 1 week. So if you can learn how to identify the high of the week, if you learn how to identify the high of the week, if you know that you're in a seller's market, you will dramatically improve your trading. If you are in a buyer's market, which means if you're trading, if you've identified a trend reversal on the long-term time frame as to buy. If you are in a buyer's market and you learn how to identify the low of the week, remember from line to line represents a week. So that when the week starts here, if you have identified that this is the low of the week, you can buy at the low and ride your price up. This will dramatically improve on your trading. So again, let me recap this, the purpose of part 2. Part 2 is to show you guys that when you're looking at the lower time frames, you're not looking for a trend reversal per se. You have to change your mindset on it. You're looking for the opportunity to either buy or sell, depending on the trend on the long-term time frame. Okay, that's part 1. Now, part 2 of this video, part 2 of part 2, is telling you this. Once you have established which direction the trend wants to go in, the only thing you have to be able to identify is the high or low of the session. If you're on the 4-hour time frame, from line to line represents 1 week. So you want to identify the high and the low of the week and trade against that high or low depending on which direction the market is flowing. If you're on a daily time frame, from line to line represents 1 month. You want to identify the high and the low of the month, and whichever direction the market is flowing, you trade against that direction. I mean, you trade with that direction. I shouldn't say against it, but you trade with the direction. So on the daily time frame, there's going to be 20 candles right here, because there's 20 trading days in a month, right? Your job as a trader is to identify this reversal. This reversal either is going to set the high or the low of the month, depending on, it depends on if you're either in a buyer or seller's market. But once you've identified the reversal, setting the high and the low of the month, you just trade in line with the dominant trend. If I'm on the daily time frame, then I should go to the weekly to find out which way is the dominant trend. And that's it. That's part 2 of the video. the lower time frames, you aren't looking for trend reversals. You're looking for the opportunity to buy or sell. Forex King.